If you struggle with anxiety, depression, ADHD, focus and attention problems, cold hands, sleep issues, or chronic pain, then watch to the end of this video because I'm going to tie all those conditions together and show you how one nerve is at the root of all of that. Hey, my name is Dr. Sam McDonald, brain health expert, helping you rewire your brain so you can live a better life. If you love this content, make sure to like and subscribe so you get the notifications for each week's new video. So to understand how all those conditions tie together, you have to understand some basic things of how the body works and also how the nervous system works and some basic principles for healing. So understand that our body has a self-healing capacity, right? So if we cut our finger or cut our hand or somewhere, our body knows how to heal that particular injury, right? You don't have to tell your hand, hey, I need you to heal from this cut. Your body's naturally going to do it on its own. And this is a principle called natural healing. So whatever the condition may be, your body, if it has enough time, energy, and resources, and if it's in the proper neurological state, will heal from pretty much anything. Not everything, but almost anything. So understand that our nervous system now, the main communication center of our body that controls and coordinates all the functions of our body, has two different states of how it functions. We have what's called survival mode, and then we have what's called healing mode. So survival mode is like the gas pedal. This is called your sympathetic or fight or flight nervous system. And this is our nervous system for protection and survival. So if we need to escape a burning building or if we need to escape a dangerous situation, we're going to be in survival mode. The other flip side of that is what's called your parasympathetic, aka healing mode. And this is the primary communication, the primary system for resting, digesting, and healing. Now, one of the main nerves that communicates this part of the nervous system is called the vagus nerve, spelled V-A-G-U-S. Not like Las Vegas, but vagus, meaning this is coming from the Latin word meaning wanderer. So the vagus nerve descends from the brain stem right behind your ear, and it travels all the way down to your voice box, and then travels down to your heart, your lungs, and your digestive system. So this nerve is responsible for the main communication points between the body and the brain. It's our literal brain-gut connection. And this vagus nerve is what's responsible for communicating to the heart, telling it to slow down, responsible to our lungs, helping them to open up when we breathe deeply. And it's also responsible for controlling our GI system and helping us have better gut motility, movement, digestion, absorption, and everything else. So this is the main nerve for that relaxation and healing response. Now, at the root of all these conditions I mentioned at the beginning of this video is an imbalanced nervous system. The majority of the people that we see in our office are coming in with what's called stress brain syndrome, where their nervous system is stuck in this chronic fight or flight state. Now imagine, if you're in this chronic fight or flight state, is your muscle tension going to be higher or lower? It's going to be higher, it's going to be tighter, right? Now, you think you're going to be able to sleep better or worse if you feel like you're being chased by a bear all the time? You're going to sleep worse. Now, do you think you're going to be able to digest food very well if you feel like that you're being chased by a bear and your brain is stuck in this stressed mode? You're not going to digest food as well, and you're not going to absorb those nutrients. All these different pieces come from a nervous system that's imbalanced. So when you get into a fight or flight mode or a survival mode, your nervous system goes into survival and it goes into stress. And muscle tension increases, digestion decreases, your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure goes up, your brain goes into attack mode or goes into defensive mode, so it goes into a higher energy state. Your eyes dilate, your breathing becomes deeper because you need to be able to get into the state. Again, you're having to fight or you're having to run away. Also, your muscles go into a flexor state, so all your flexor muscles are going to pull up and you're going to be in this mode again. You have to fight something or you have to be able to get away. So what happens is that vagus nerve starts to shut down. And more deeply, when we get to the emotional states, now we start to access more of a polyvagal state where now our brain and our nervous system is perceiving everything as a threat and everything as a danger, which means we're not going to be creating connections with other people. We're not going to be wanting to have social interactions. We're going to withdraw, and we're not going to be part of society. So as this starts to perpetuate longer and longer, you start to get this withdrawal from connections with other people. You no longer want to go out. You're now anxious being around large groups of people, because your brain and nervous system is stuck in this chronic fight or flight state. So in order to reverse that, what needs to happen is you need to start to retrain the nervous system back into balance, primarily back into a state of parasympathetic dominance, where you now can start to get into a healing mode. So if you have digestive problems, you now can start to get increased blood flow and nerve communication to the digestive system. You start to get rid of maybe what's ever built up there, parasites, mold, yeast, fungus, those kind of things. Start to get rid of those and start to repopulate the gut, and with greater connection, the gut can start to heal. If you have high blood pressure problems, you need to figure out what the source of that is, whether it's a chronic pain issue driving that whole stress system, or you need to figure out if it's just a high blood pressure situation where there's no cause to it. It's likely due to an increase in that stress response. So it means you need to activate more of that relaxation and healing mode to bring the blood pressure down. Same thing with an increased heart rate. If you have focus and attention problems, a piece of it is being stuck in that chronic fight or flight state, that vagus nerve decreasing in its function, which means your brain's looking more at the environment, looking for those dangers coming in, not focusing on the task at hand. So the vagus nerve is primarily important when it comes to healing these chronic health challenges, because it's going to be that main nerve from the brain down to the body. So make sure that your vagus nerve is healthy and functioning. One of the best ways to do this is looking at something called heart rate variability, which looks at that balance in the nervous system between stress mode and relaxation mode, and you can really gauge for yourself how balanced or how out of balanced your nervous system is. And so on that note, you should be healthy by choice, not by chance. And for that reason, I will see you on the next video.